The Second Punic War is no longer a distant frontier conflict. By 216 BCE, it has become a struggle for survival. 2 years earlier, in late autumn 218 BCE, Hannibal Barca led an army of Carthaginians, Iberians, Gauls, and Numidians across the Alps, an act that shocked the Roman world. Many of the elephants died. Thousands of men perished in the cold passes, but enough survived. Rome moved to crush him quickly. Instead, Hannibal destroyed a Roman army at the Battle of the Trebia River in December 218 BCE, using concealment, cold, and cavalry superiority. The following year, in June 217 BCE, he annihilated another Roman force at Lake Trasimene, ambushing them in morning fog along the lakeshore. Nearly an entire consular army was killed in hours. By the winter of 217 to 216 BCE, the psychological balance of the war had shifted. Hannibal had not marched on Rome, but he did not need to. He had demonstrated that Roman armies could be beaten in the open field, repeatedly. After Trasimene, panic spreads through Rome. The Senate appoints Quintus Fabius Maximus as dictator. Fabius refuses battle. He shadows Hannibal, harasses supply lines, burns crops, and avoids engagement. His strategy saves Roman manpower, but at a political cost. Romans call him cunctator, the delayer. Farmers suffer. Allies grumble. Hannibal marches unchallenged through Italy, plundering at will. By 216 BCE, Fabius' term ends. Rome's electorate demands action, not patience. The Senate raises an unprecedented force. 8 legions, double the usual number, reinforced by allied contingents. It is the largest army Rome has ever fielded in a single battle. Hannibal understands Roman psychology. He knows that Rome must defend its allies, its prestige, and, above all, its food supply. In spring 216 BCE, he leads his army into Apulia, a region of fertile plains and vital grain production. He is not merely raiding. He is maneuvering Rome into a choice it does not want to make. Near the small town of Cannae, along the Aufidus River, Rome maintains a large supply depot, grain stored to feed armies operating in southern Italy. The site is flat, open, and ideal for large troop movements. It is also dangerously exposed. Hannibal strikes. In June or early July 216 BCE, Hannibal captures Cannae. The Roman garrison is overwhelmed or withdraws. Grain stores fall into Carthaginian hands. This is not a dramatic sack but a calculated seizure. Hannibal does not linger. He fortifies positions nearby and establishes control over the surrounding countryside. The implications are immediate and severe. With Cannae in enemy hands, Roman armies in southern Italy face shortages. Rome's allies see that even fortified supply points are vulnerable. Hannibal has now positioned himself not merely as a raider but as a sustained occupier. He waits. The Roman Senate cannot ignore Cannae. Allowing Hannibal to sit astride a major supply hub would signal weakness to every Italian ally. 2 consuls are elected for 216 BCE. Lucius Aemilius Paullus, experienced, cautious. Gaius Terentius Varro, politically ambitious, aggressive, and popular with the masses. They assemble the army, approximately 80,000 infantry and 6,000 cavalry, and march south. The soldiers are confident. They believe sheer numbers will end the war. By late July 216 BCE, Roman scouts locate Hannibal near the Aufidus. The Carthaginian camp is deliberately placed close to the river and the open plain. Hannibal has chosen his battlefield carefully. The Roman army camps north and west of Hannibal's position. Dust hangs in the air. The heat is oppressive. Supplies are strained by the army's enormous size. Command alternates daily between the consuls. On August 1st, Varro holds authority. Against Paullus' advice, he orders preparations for battle the following day. Hannibal observes everything. His scouts watch Roman formations, note their depth, their rigidity, their confidence. He knows they will attack. That night, Carthaginian officers brief their units. Cavalry commanders rehearse timing. Infantry are reminded to give ground deliberately, not to break. Hannibal's plan requires discipline as much as courage. At sunrise on August 2nd, 216 BCE, both armies deploy. The Romans cross part of the river and form a massive, tightly packed infantry block. Their depth is extreme, designed to smash through Hannibal's center. Cavalry anchor both flanks, but space is limited. Hannibal deploys differently. His center, Gallic and Iberian infantry, bows outward toward the Romans in a shallow crescent. His African veterans stand back on either flank, angled inward. Cavalry mass heavily on the left under Hasdrubal, lighter Numidian horse on the right. The wind blows dust into Roman faces. The sun rises behind the Carthaginian line. The trap is set. The Roman infantry moves forward in disciplined silence, shields locked, pila ready. When contact is made, the Roman mass presses hard. The Carthaginian center yields step by step, bending inward but not breaking. To the Romans, it looks like victory, but the center is retreating exactly as planned. As the Romans push forward, their formation compresses further. Their flanks stretch. Cohesion deteriorates. Commands become harder to relay. On the wings, Carthaginian cavalry attacks with speed and weight. Roman horsemen are driven off early. The battlefield belongs to Hannibal. With Roman cavalry gone, Carthaginian horsemen swing behind the Roman infantry. At the same moment, the African veterans on Hannibal's flanks pivot inward, striking the exposed Roman sides. The Roman center, still pushing forward, suddenly realizes it is surrounded. There is no room to maneuver, no space to retreat. Men cannot even raise their swords properly. The press of bodies becomes lethal. For hours, the Carthaginians tighten the ring. By afternoon, the fighting is over. Tens of thousands of Roman soldiers lie dead. Consul Paullus is among them. Varro escapes with a handful of cavalry. Hannibal surveys the field, calm, controlled, victorious. Cannae is not merely a defeat. It is a revelation, a demonstration that Rome's traditional way of war can be utterly destroyed. The war will continue, but after August 2nd, 216 BCE, it will never be the same. The battle costed Rome an estimated 50,000 to 70,000 killed, around 10,000 captured, and only about 14,000 survivors, including the loss of Consul Lucius Aemilius Paullus. Materially, Rome lost most of 8 legions and plenty of equipment, all abandoned or captured on the field on August 2nd, 216 BCE.